This is Danny from Baltimore, Maryland, representing one of the 6 Wolves fans in Baltimore. You're listening to DU Football Show.
Yep, and after that 0-0 draw with Norwich, probably a couple less, right?
Yeah, it's probably only 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, not too terribly good. But then, of course, they beat the shit out of us. But then, of course, everybody's beating the shit out of us right now.
I've got funny jokes about that, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure you've got plenty of funny jokes.
Of course I do.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the Malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the Drunker United Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by 2 common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and the man always on his fucking phone is my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham.
That's me.
Sammy, how you doing, brother?
Doing very, very well, thank you. Tired as hell, but trucking right through it.
We're on the end of OND, man. It's not
Almost
easy.
done. It is almost done. 31 more days, 32 counting tomorrow, obviously.
32 more days
32
for you
more
to
days
pour
and
yourself out.
Take a big, deep breath.
Work that corner, girl. Work that corner.
Yeah, right. I think it's
Pimp daddy business wants to get paid. You need to go get that. Go make that cash.
I think it's gonna fall off a fucking cliff come January for us.
I would tend to agree. Because remember, they all made a ton of money last year, but now they're all broke again. Remember?
Well, exactly. Part of it is though too rising costs of everything right at the moment, which sucks. Christmas, people with those rising costs are worried about buying their kids Christmas gifts, so they're not buying booze as often because they had a very slow November according to my stores until Thanksgiving week, and then they fucking rocked it.
Yeah, it was jamming out Thanksgiving week.
So,
every store I went into was very fucking busy.
But then they're telling me too, they got customers saying they're starting to cut back. It's been 2 solid years of people boozing like we normally do.
Right.
They don't have the cojones for it, to be quite frank.
Fucking quitters.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to be making a lot less money come January, February, so find that Patreon, www.patreon.com/DUfootballshow, and support this show instead so I can make money a different way.
Forgive him, boys and girls. He's in whore mode, so he's just going to whore out everything. Sam and myself both working. Whoa, no, I don't. Actually, we're recording at Studio H.
There we go.
Not Studio H. I'm all over the fucking place.
Hey, Houston.
Yeah, lock
it up.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, and share with a footballing friend. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Sammy, tell the good people how they can get in touch while I'm over here trying to lock it the fuck up.
Not a problem. It is at DU Football Show on all the social medias. On Facebook, also find our closed group, which is Drunkard United FC. Just request to join. That's where most of the banter happens. And then DUfootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. You can also support the show, getting some of our sweet swag. And all the links for that at the DU Drip Shack are on our social media bios. So just grab that link. And I already told you about the Patreon.
Little hashtag Bance pillow up there in the back corner. Kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's Bance?
Listen, he gets himself a fucking ring light. And now he's staging photos in his whole little setup back there. And he's like an Instagram model.
I know, seriously. Like, I started really looking. I'm like,
Hashtag
we got the
influencer.
scarves. We've got the Malort flag. We've even got the little Everton keychain.
Unfortunately, it's
block?
not in the shop, but the spatula's up there. There's the spatula.
Those of you that need to know that spatula, well, that's a Patreon story.
And we even got the Drunkard United jersey and the Tim Howard
From
jersey
back in the day,
back in the day there. Yeah.
We
so
gotta
pretty well.
what we gotta do is figure out how we get Big Spatula on board spending money with the show.
Yes, we gotta get that big spatula money. That is for fuck sure. Could not agree more, Mr. Graham. My problem there was on that last segment is I'm trying to play to the camera because Melissa was like, "Hey, look, you need to have that
They
camera
want
more
to
in
see
front of
those
you."
baby blues.
Right, and I'm like, well, it's more important to see you and Graham and be able to speak with both of you. So what I try to do in each one of those segments there is turn my head and look to the camera as I did it. The problem was I completely skipped over a fucking segment, and that was really bad.
It happened.
Really, really bad. And it gave my wife all the pleasure in the world.
Uh-huh.
Who knew that's all I needed to do to give my wife all the pleasure in the world?
Was fail?
Yes. Now give me pleasure and hit that mute button. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, I am going to go ahead and start cracking here. Tell everybody what wonderful god-awfulness we are drinking tonight.
We have the Bud Light Seltzer Ugly Sweater variety pack. Part of us being red-blooded Americans that vow to have drinks in our hand throughout this show and every show, part of that includes being jackasses. And whenever something weird, gross, or anything we can milk for a bit really comes out, we buy it and drink it. So here we go.
The appropriate term for that would be we are trash.
No, only you drink Ice House.
Yeah, well, welcome. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
So we are doing the Bud Light Seltzer Ugly Sweater Pack. Fans of the show will know that we did the flannel pack, which was the autumn
And it
flavored
was
seltzer pack, and it
god
was
fucking awful.
terrible. So when we saw this, we were like, yep, sign us up.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Now, we have it. Here's the problem you lean with is that you look at the flavor. So it's cranberry, sugar plum, cherry cordial, and seltzer nog. And you're like, okay, well, the seltzer nog's probably going to be disgusting. But the other three don't sound horrible.
I mean, the cranberry smells good.
So they should be okay. But then you go, wait, it says Bud Light on the can. And Bud Light fucks up everything.
Well, they fucked up lager, which they're known for.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and get a sip here. We're going to drink these throughout the show, but let's go ahead and give this one a try.
It's delicious. I'm so surprised. It's perfect. Not perfect.
Tastes like a cranberry LaCroix.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's soft.
if
It's
you
not
like, if you
overwhelming.
like cranberry, it
It's
tastes like a fucking
effervescent.
cranberry soda water.
Yeah, but therein lies my problem in the first place. I don't think seltzer should exist.
Okay, fair enough.
So I get angry about it. But yes, it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, this one is surprisingly
What are the alcohol on this?
like 2%.
No, 5%.
5%.
5%. So stronger than their lager.
They should release this cranberry all year.
Yeah, this is good. Cranberry gets a win.
Yeah, like a bubbly or whatever. Yeah, it's just like that. It's legitimately just like that.
Yeah, what'd you pay for the 12-pack there, sir?
Like $14.99, I think.
All right, there we
$13.99,
go.
right around there.
I know I usually do this segment, so you weren't at the ready with the information, but I got your back, buddy.
Somebody has a hairstyle and suddenly they think they're Mr. fucking Man. Well, there's no clinking this time, so let's get into the show, boys and girls. Have a great show.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Funny, last week gave us so much that we couldn't figure out what the fuck to do, and this week, frankly, meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Pretty meh.
Wasn't great, was
A
it?
couple of 0-0 draws in there that you're just like watching and
You're trying to stay, yeah.
Wait, I gotta watch the game. Wait, no, fuck. Yeah. When the lilac jersey is more interesting than the game, you've got a fucking problem. So,
Yeah,
for the
no
hell of it,
shit.
let's go ahead and talk some top four. Manchester City 2, West Ham 1, Liverpool 4, Southampton 0, Chelsea 1, Man United 1. Crazy fucking weather for this match.
Yeah, it was the whole north of England was kind of blanketed with this weird on again, off again blizzard, except in Burnley.
Mm.
It was just on.
Yeah.
in Burnley.
Well,
Everywhere else, like Leicester and City,
Mhm.
it like started snowing a bit, and then the field was clear with some specks of white. Then everything was covered, and you couldn't see a goddamn thing. And then they came out for the second half, and it was clear again. Not
Right.
just the lines and
Right,
stuff, but they had
yeah.
actually shoveled the entire field.
Yeah, it was very odd. Now, I will say our good boy Ben Kay up at Aki Stanley showed a couple pictures of the training pitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little bit of snow on the side and all that. I like Come on, mate. You got this. This is like a normal occurrence
this
for
is
you.
nothing. Yeah.
This ain't shit. This ain't no 48-hour sleeping under a tent, drinking hot cocoa that everybody thinks Guinness while you're trying to
work.
Trying to keep a feel thawed. Yeah, no, you'd be all right.
They should have called him to go to Burnley and save the day.
Ugly fucking game.
That was terrible.
it's-
West Ham did exactly what they set out to do, though. Their game plan was disrupt City.
Yeah.
And then hit them on the counter. And they did that perfectly. It took them 33 minutes to break the deadlock. And then they didn't score again until the stroke of 90 minutes.
Right, precisely. So I mean, for West Ham, okay, you know what? This is what you try to do. You think that when you get them in your building, you'll be able to frustrate them better, and you'll probably be able to beat them. But you go into this going, all right, let's see if we can get a point.
See if we get a draw, yeah.
And other than that, let's move on to the next fucking opponent, where we don't need to be overly focused on this game, even though it's third versus fourth. Because frankly, we've pretty much won our group in Europe. We're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and we're currently in a Champions League spot in the fucking Prem.
Exactly.
Do not weigh everything on one fucking game. Just keep
100%.
You're doing exactly what you need to do. Keep it fucking going. So
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And that's exactly what they did. The goals, too, were a bit unfortunate. Fernandinho's goal was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was a bit of unfortunate defending, kind of let Gundogan sneak into the back. A slight deflection from Mahrez took the ball into his path anyway.
Yeah.
But there were two other City players there that if that deflection didn't happen, you'd fancy him to probably put it away anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So it was just kind of one of those more inevitable things. Lucas Fabianski a couple times came up trumps, and they did force Ederson into a few big saves as well.
You talked about Fernandinho's goal. Fucking
That's
Lanzini's at the end.
That's great.
Lanzini.
Lanzini's? Yeah.
I was like, hey, everybody who had any City players on fantasy, you're like, all right, I'm about to get that shutout. No, I'm not.
Right.
Nope.
That was me, but luckily I still won my games.
Yeah.
But you got to think, I feel bad for him a bit. When a meaningless worldie gets scored in the 95th minute in a 2-1 loss and the rest of the game was absolute shit,
Yeah.
that goal won't be remembered past this midweek round of games.
Nope. It'll be over.
Nobody will give a fuck.
Nope. Not one bit. Interesting with the Reds, they go up 3 by the halftime, and frankly, they didn't look all that great. They got that first goal, and then Liverpool was a little sloppy.
Well, they gave the ball away a few times, sure, but Southampton didn't really create much. I mean, Alisson was forced into 2 moments that he had to be smart off his line, and he did those well. Other than that, he had to make 2 other maybe routine saves. It'd probably be fair to say. And it was a lot of one-way traffic and a lot of just playing around in midfield.
Yeah. More the point is, it's just they were meh.
Yeah, but they didn't need
and
to
they
be.
won 4-0.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That tells you how good of a fucking team they are when they're just meh and they win 4-0.
And Salah didn't score.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it was Jota twice, and Andy Robertson played some brilliant football with Mane for the first goal especially.
Oh, yeah. It was a gorgeous ball.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And like I said, Southampton almost replied immediately. I think it was like a minute and a half later, but Alisson had to be quick off his line, and he was, and brave to make the stop. Salah then found Jota again for a tap-in, and then a wicked deflection had Thiago score after his lovely control on 37 minutes. But did you see his hit in the Champions League midweek?
No, I did not. Producer Mel, we're
Man.
passing around the sugar plum.
That's not a euphemism. But it was absolutely brilliant, that strike. The way he hit the ball was a half volley, kind of took it out of the air. His foot was kind of on its side, came down on it. It just skimmed the turf and found the far right bottom corner. It was Google it. Look it up. It is excellent.
Well, hey, big boy, you're going to need to finish up that seltzer there because the sugar plum is making its way to you.
I've been looking forward to this one.
You know who didn't have visions of sugar plums dancing in their head?
Who?
Jurgen Klopp. Because post game press conference, they started talking to him a little bit about the Merseyside Derby coming up. Said things like, I know my team's going to play attractive football. I don't know about our opponents. And then also started putting into this game gets too much hype put behind it. Players get too riled up. It gets too physical. I myself don't particularly care for this matchup, yada, yada, yada. Like,
that's a derby.
yeah, it's like he's already making.
That's the point.
It's like it's a fucking derby, and also, hey, asshole, you only got 2 points off the last fucking 3.
Yeah.
Everton's gotten 5, so.
Well, that's part of the problem. These are the mind games,
Yeah,
right? Is
yeah.
you start, I don't care for this game. We don't really circle it on the calendar, all that kind of stuff. I think probably a lot of it had to do with losing most of his goodwill in the embrace with Ralph Hasenhüttl afterwards, because they had a long old hug at full time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And Van Dijk scored with I think McCarthy could have done better there, personally.
Yeah,
agreed. It was a decent volley off of the corner, but he did well to keep it low and all that kind of stuff. We saw what Rudiger, which we're about to talk about, sky one right at the end from a similar sort of situation, and so he did well to keep it down and all that kind of shit. But it was right down the throat, and McCarthy just couldn't get down fast enough to it. I think he could have done a lot better with that one.
What do we think of the sugar plum kids?
I don't really think it tastes like sugar plums.
Getting into candle territory a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they may have corrected some of their problems from the flannel pack.
Yeah, it's not as gluey, candly as the flannel pack was.
I get a little bit of pine on the back end.
Yeah. This could be better. This
But
could
it's
be
not-
much better.
It's not
You could say that about the
terrible.
whole pack.
Yeah, but
I mean, the flannel pack from the fall, all of it was undrinkable. But this is not terrible. I think my mother would enjoy this.
yeah.
That's a ringing endorsement.
I think the plum could be more pronounced. I taste sugar. It's like I get a little bit of plum and then a whole lot of sugar and then a little bit of that, like you said, pine, gluey candle
Yeah.
right at the end.
It's like maybe sap might be a better way to describe it.
Plum sap.
Also not a euphemism.
Yeah, it's okay. Not god awful, but okay, I guess would be the best. Best yeah.
Still better than everything from the flannel pack.
Much like this weekend's games. Meh.
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 That's meh.
Yeah, we're also going to need to Google euphemism in case we make that the name of the show. Because I don't know how to fucking spell it.
Heard.
F-ism?
UFFF ism. Euphemism.
I would make a joke from sound check, but I'm not.
Heard.
I'm knowing the joke and I'm laughing.
Moving on to the last one. United set up perfectly, and they did exactly what they wanted to do. You could tell exactly what they wanted to do, which was get out of the bridge with at least with a draw, and just don't let them embarrass you. And it worked. It worked. I mean, it was all one-way traffic in the first half. It was all fucking Chelsea, but it was.
But United still aren't that good. And De Gea was massive in this game.
Yes,
and he had
absolutely.
to make. It really should have been 4-1.
Yeah.
Or 4-0.
Yeah.
If Jorginho didn't do that god awful thing that he did,
Sancho doesn't get through.
Yeah, no. I mean, Mendy was a passenger the entire time. He was a spectator essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, United really didn't do anything until that goal was scored. They weren't on the front foot at all. Once they did score the goal, Chelsea did look a little rattled, and United had a couple of opportunities for the 7 minutes afterwards, and then Chelsea went back on top again.
Yeah.
But I said if it wasn't for De Gea, and then you got to now fit if he's fit enough to be on a bench, he's fit enough to fucking play.
Right.
Romelu Lukaku.
Right.
Why don't you use him except for those last 12 minutes?
Right.
If he's not fit enough, to put him in the fucking U23s for a weekend.
Yeah.
Let him get match fit.
And then let him be match fit the following
The following week. Yeah. What's that 12 minutes going to do?
Right. Nothing. Not gonna have any impact on the game. That's for damn sure.
Oh, it didn't.
You're
It
just
was terrible.
bitching and moaning because it was your fantasy guy, and you wanted him playing.
Well, I wanted him playing. I wanted him scoring. But if not, what do? You risk him against a bunch of hacks at the back for United that'll just kill him, like they tried to do to Thiago Silva.
We'll say those two hacks didn't play horribly.
What? Aaron Maguire on there. Slabhead went there to fuck it up.
And Carrick in the press. I'm not sure if you saw the pregame presser. They were kind of trying to fuck with him to get him to say something. He was like, no, okay, so Ronaldo's not starting. He's like, yeah, we had a conversation. All's good. He's just wants to see the team do well.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so you need to talk to one player individually over all the others? And he just looks at him and goes, all right, I'm not getting into this. We're not doing this. We talk to our players. Yes, it's a game. It's a player, and that player's like, you just tell he was just like, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
Just
and
fuck you.
as soon as he thwarted that, all of the questions turned to, so how about Ralph Ragnick?
Yeah,
When's
exactly.
he coming in?
Yeah.
Did you feel as though because this was your last game in charge, you could drop Ronaldo and just do what you want?
Like, Jesus Christ, people.
Yeah.
Come on. I would say one thing Ole did very well is he always knew how to deflect the fucking press. That was for damn sure. But honestly, for them, this is what you needed. This was exactly what you needed. You got it. I do find it amazing that commentators and fans and the players on the pitch all alike, when the penalty happened, were trying to debate that it could possibly be a penalty. It's like, what? Because it's a United player that committed the foul, it's now questionable, a penalty? No, it's a fucking penalty. It's
a definite penalty.
Not even a
Absolutely.
question. It's a fucking penalty.
100%.
Yeah, it just drove
But that's
me
the
insane.
arrogance of Manchester United.
Yeah, especially you saw Fernandez lost his shit when the
Oh,
ref
yeah.
blew the whistle. I was like, "Dude, motherfucker, kick guy, it's
He kicked the shit out of him.
penalty. That's called a penalty."
And then Jorginho back to his scoring ways from the penalty spot with a little hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep. It's he went right back to the well. It actually worked.
And then Rudiger, like I said, showed as little composure as Timo Werner did, who almost put a volley out for a throw-in earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the death. Had a cross, I think it was a corner, came in, and was all alone. All he had to do was side foot, half volley, bang, back in the net. Wouldn't have been a problem. Chelsea 2-1 winners.
Rudiger smash.
Yeah, and fucking, I would be surprised if that ball stayed inside of Stamford Bridge.
So, seeing how things as we're getting ready to go into the December window, do you think it stays those three at the top? Do you think West Ham works their way in? Do you think West Ham falls out of the four? What are your thoughts?
Without knowing everyone's schedule ins and outs, there's a couple of teams that have very light schedules, to be honest. A lot of those top four teams play kind of padded schedule here with, 11th and further down
Yeah, a bunch of them play us.
clubs in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice about it.
No,
but
I know you're not going to be nice in a few minutes, so it's okay.
But I think you might see it stay relatively the same as long as everyone can stay healthy.
Mhm.
I think the most important group that this period is for is going to be Liverpool, because they are going to lose Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane and Naby Keita
Mhm.
in January to the Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
And all three of those teams are very good. So they potentially could be playing for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
right? They could be missing for 3 weeks in January.
You see our boy Jeet at it again with the memes.
Yeah, that was
It was
very funny meme.
Arsenal fan TV was its greatest
Yeah, it was
rival.
the club's greatest rivals. I'll
Yeah.
Phil for a second.
So-
I'll find it.
You had in the first one was Liverpool, and then the logo for the African Cup of Nations, because obviously they're losing
With
all their
those
players.
two, yeah.
Arsenal fan TV, the Manchester United, then the
I got it.
Glazer family,
Yeah.
the board.
I got it here. It's Manchester United and the Glazers, Arsenal and AFTV, Liverpool versus the Africa Cup of Nations, Chelsea versus Black Lives Matter, City versus Solar Power, and then Tottenham versus Tottenham.
Because Tottenham likes to fuck it up for themselves.
Brilliant.
Ranieri's return to the King Power was feisty, and there were some fucking goals.
Oh, yeah.
Leicester 4, Watford 2. Madison had himself a fucking game.
Goal and 2 assists.
Yeah.
Goal was gifted to him. A little early Christmas gift.
Yeah, but hey, it doesn't matter. You get on the board, you know?
What the fuck was Ekong doing?
I don't know.
His center back partner, the goalkeeper, you could see on the replay, they don't say a word. Why would he just duck?
I don't know. I really don't know.
It was a nothing ball.
Yeah.
You should have just dealt with it. What do I tell you? If I don't hear anything, I'm fucking clearing it. And you've clobbered me in the back before.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
You know? And then I get up going, why the fuck didn't you say anything? Right? It's just, it's a lack of communication. It's a, it's ridiculous. It should not happen at this level. Just absolute bullshit. And Ranieri looked very displeased with it, obviously. But James Maddison did take it well, did take that chance well. And you can only play what's in front of you, right? You can only play the cards you're dealt, and that's what he got dealt. So,
And
credit to him.
and then Jamie fucking
Vardy took over.
Jamie fucking Vardy went, oh, y'all thought I was dead? Wait, no.
What a fucking
Papa's
first goal.
back.
Yeah. It was a great ball from Madison, just a dinked little ball in behind, and then the finish with the outside of the right boot. Shithousery is alive and well again. Also, somebody that I thought they were cool.
Right.
But apparently not, because Jamie Vardy goes running straight for the technical area, begins his slide at Claudio Ranieri.
No, yeah, that's right.
And ends up on his knees on halfway right in front of the fourth official, pointing at Brendan Rodgers. It's very, very strange.
He's my daddy now.
And then just with a shit-eating grin on his face.
It's fucking Vardy, man. Vardy being Vardy.
Right, dilly ding, dilly dong, that motherfucker.
Yep. I'll tell you though, but Watford didn't go away without a fight. You know, they get the penalty, they get the second goal. You know, they made it 2-1. They made it 3-2. So at least the one thing Ranieri can look at in this match is that his side can get goals, which was something everybody was questioning going into this season. Was this team going to be able to score goals? Well, yeah, they can score goals, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They now have a situation where you could see what Ranieri is trying to do. You can tell that his ideas are starting to take hold. You're seeing a bit more inventiveness from Watford. You're seeing a bit more togetherness from Watford. But they do have a couple of injuries, and they do have a player or two here that aren't necessarily up to Premier League quality.
Right.
They have to figure out how to make the sum of their parts greater than each individual piece. And if he can't do that quickly, they will remain to find themselves in trouble.
Yeah. Do you think that Watford can stay up?
I think now it is going to be very tight down there.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Brighton doesn't get their shit together quickly, they could be dragged into it. I think if Leeds doesn't get a couple of wins on the board, they can be dragged into it. I think Burnley is in a very bad way at the moment. There's Newcastle, obviously, bottom of the table still. I think there is 5 or 6 teams that could realistically have a chance of going down if they don't fucking get their stuff together immediately.
Yeah. All right, kids, we're now on to the cherry cordial.
Smell it first.
It smells like a chocolate-covered cherry.
Well, that's what a cherry cordial is.
Okay. Well, I think of cherry cordial. I think of
Cherry liqueur.
Yeah, cherry like
No,
a
chocolate.
Kirschwasser.
It's my mother loves them. They're
The little chocolate
the
candies.
chocolate candies that have the cherry with the syrup inside.
Then it smells exactly like one. I mean, to a T, it smells.
The
exactly
smell
like
is great. The taste, I'm getting straight up Tootsie Roll.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah, it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. I don't really get any cherry, but that's good because it means
But
you
the
don't get any
smell,
medicinal.
it smells delicious, but it tastes like a Tootsie Roll.
Now I have hope for the seltzer nog. I think it might taste like Laffy Taffy.
That's
I knew that would get you.
Hmm.
And then I know the 2 songs were going out on injury time.
Heard 2 songs are going out on injury time. Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. I don't know why would I want a seltzer to taste like a Tootsie Roll, though?
No, it's competing in my mouth.
yeah.
Because it's very light because it's a seltzer, but it tastes like a Tootsie Roll, which is supposed to be heavy.
Right.
So it's like that thing where, you know how there's like IQ tests or brain tests where it shows you the word red, but it's in blue?
Yeah.
Then it asks you what color the word is, and your brain can't rectify reading the word red, but saying blue out loud.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
That's how it feels in my mouth.
Heard.
It just seems like cherry cordial was a bad choice. Like, why not peppermint bark?
Ooh,
Oh,
peppermint.
but then it would taste like mouthwash, but maybe not.
Last question here, Sam. Do you think Brendan Rodgers and Leicester can get themselves into a European spot? Because right now they're very much on the outside looking in, and they've been quite inconsistent.
Yeah, so they need, if they can't find consistency, absolutely, because Arsenal obviously look on the up. You got to figure Antonio Conte is going to get Tottenham figured out at some point. You got West Ham that is very good and continuing to remain consistent. You've got City that's occupying right now a Europa League space. No, they're not. Sorry. United occupying a Europa League space.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. And so you have now a very defined what looks like top 7,
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to top 6.
But also, let's keep in mind, too, the difference between 6th and 13th right now is 4 points.
Yeah, but I think what I'm saying is 12th through 20th, if they don't find real consistency really quickly, that gap is going to grow tremendously.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. And then my team currently is included in that.
Right.
Unfortunately. But, okay, very good. Well, last thought on cherry cordial?
I don't like it. It shouldn't exist.
Rounding out the rest of the action, and so that happened. I need to, get my pages unstuck so I can read the fucking scores.
It's the cherry cordial over your fingers.
Exactly. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. Villa 2, Palace 1. Norwich 0, Wolverhampton 0. Brighton 0, Leeds 0. Brentford 1, Everton 0. And Spurs and Burnley, it was a little too snowy, so no gameplay.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Newcastle is now 6 points off of 19th place. The thought of potentially going down, it's real now for Newcastle.
Big time.
The wealthiest club in the world could legitimately find themselves in the championship.
Now, here's part of the problem. If they don't start picking up a few wins, if Eddie Howe doesn't start. Now, they did create some chances against Arsenal. They looked like they had a more coherent plan. Arsenal were just better than them.
Yeah.
When he, after testing positive for COVID and having to spend 10 days away from the team, if he can really get his teeth into who his best 11 are and get them on song, I think he really could make them like a lot like Bournemouth was, right?
Right.
And I think they're going to, hopefully for them, I don't really care either way, pick up a few wins, right? And if they do that, they should be able to show, hey, we're on an uptick. Hey, we got all this money. Hey, come play for Newcastle in January.
Right.
If they remain bottom and remain winless and remain stuck in that position, you're going to have a tough time attracting anyone other than, say, Fabian Delph or,
Right.
the players you already have there.
Right. Precisely.
So are you going to get any better? No. And that's trouble.
Yeah. Real trouble.
Yeah.
Are the Gunners back?
No. No.
So that felt like Gunners football.
We have a long way to go. Still, we just remember just before the break, we got pumped 4-0 by Liverpool. Now, granted, those top 3 are miles beyond anyone else. Could we very well be the best of the rest at this moment? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We could very well find ourselves in 4th place at the end of the season. I think 5th or 6th is more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But we are not, quote unquote, back. We lose that Liverpool game 2-1 and we hit the crossbar. I tell you, yeah, we're back. Because that could have been a 2-2 draw. That could have been a 2-1 Arsenal win at that point. You know what I mean?
Does
but
it
it's
feel like
that stark of a difference in quality. And earlier in the season with 3-0 was it to Chelsea,
right?
And then lost to City 5-0. I mean, it just we're one of the most elite clubs, one of the most storied clubs in the country. We are not back yet because those results were not closer, if not wins.
Right. Now, do you feel like Arteta is playing Arsenal football?
Yes.
You feel like that's getting there?
Yes.
Excellent. Very good.
And if we get back into the Europa League place or say that 4th Champions League spot, if we get back into those positions come the end of the season and we can attract a couple more young world-class players, ship Granit Xhaka off finally, that kind of stuff, and I think we become a lot more coherent.
Do you sell Lacazette or Aubameyang if there's a good offer in January?
I like both of them. I don't think we should let either of them go, namely because we're not going to replace them from elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're also not going to replace their goals from within.
Mm-hmm.
Or their impact on the team. I mean, we said Lacazette hasn't scored much, but we both said that when he came back into the side, the energy levels increased.
Right.
They looked like they wanted it more. And just his leading by example, you could see how important that was to the younger players. I mean, the guy works his fucking socks off.
Mm-hmm.
He tries things. He takes chances, which you need to do as a forward player. And without him in the team, without that example, I think we would hurt. Aubameyang did the same thing in Germany. It's not new. He goes missing in games and then pops up with 2 goals on a total of 9 touches for the entire afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kind of stuff.
Right.
He's just not getting the goals at the moment, but he's still only having 9 touches in an afternoon. That's a problem.
Right. Precisely.
So I think our midfield is finally balanced. In a team that Martin Odegaard sometimes can't even get into.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a
like
lot.
Pepe can't always get into the side.
I think there's a lot of competition for places now. I think it's going to make the people on the bench hungrier. You saw Odegaard when he came in against Newcastle, worked his fucking tail off.
Mm-hmm.
Played very well. Put in a couple tackles even.
Yeah.
I think you now are creating and fostering a mentality, a winning mentality, a mentality of a competition. I'm not guaranteed to start this week.
I would say there is someone you can put up at striker to replace Aubameyang, or at least he tries to play striker the whole time. Tavares.
Yeah, no shit.
I saw him in the middle of the field more than I saw him on the left wing back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hey, look, there he is in the middle of the field inside the 18. What the
Why
fuck is that
what are you
left
doing
back
there?
doing?
Yeah. Great little piece of interplay for Bukayo Saka's opener.
Mm-hmm.
Hope his injury isn't too bad. He did get hauled off at one later on in the game with what looked like to be a little hamstring strain.
Mm-hmm.
What a skill from Gabriel Martinelli.
Oh, yeah.
Ball over the top, comes over his shoulder. Like, think of Willie Mays' catch.
Yep.
Over his shoulder, yeah.
Right
and just side foot volley with his right side, which is where the ball came from.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Little side foot volley just popped it right over to Bravko.
Yeah, because even Sterling came across his body so he could swing through it. I mean, that was all on one side. Just crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was fantastic. And Ramsdale again. Ramsdale with 2 fantastic saves from John Joe Shelby, of all fucking people. I mean, he was just standing back there like Peyton Manning at the end of his career. Didn't have to do a whole lot of running, just standing back there picking passes. Every now and again, takes a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Here it is, boys and girls. I've cracked the can. Time for some seltzer nog.
I'm annoyed by my hard-hitting analysis didn't get a response from you, by the way.
He was very good.
Mel, it's time.
You don't always need approval.
I don't know that I'm ready for this one.
I wanted to hear your thoughts on it because it's a good
I haven't
agreed.
finished drinking
I
the Tootsie
agreed
Roll.
very much. It's the question I asked you is precisely where I think my thoughts were, because I watched that game and went, this looks like Arsenal Football Club.
No, John Joe Shelby specifically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just sitting back there passing the ball around.
Looked like Peyton Manning at the end of his career.
Yes, he did.
Just pinging balls.
Yeah.
And then every now and again taking a shot deep.
Yeah, that was about it. That's all he did. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and continuing to do that is going to get your team down in the fucking championship.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the fuck's going to happen.
The smell's not good.
You know who's fucking again? Villa.
Oh, yeah.
Villa's fucking again.
Fucked me out of $700.
Yeah.
I don't know why you bet against Villa, because
I didn't
we
bet
have
against them.
taken the
Bet a draw.
mid-season Viagra.
The Stevie Giagra.
Viagra.
The
Can I just say how much the announcers enjoyed saying, "Target, hit the target! Target, hit the target!
6 times.
3rd time ever!
At
Target
least.
hits the target!"
Fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. The other thing that pissed me off is that stupid John McGinn worldie, because I knew Palace was going to score late. I had it in. I knew Villa was going to go up early. I said this to you. Villa's going to go up early. Palace are going to score late. They're going to draw 1-1. I'm going to hit this bet.
Nope.
No,
Fucking John McGinn does that.
I called it. I said in the first couple weeks of Gerrard taking over, McGinn's going to score, and it was the second game.
Nope.
I'm afraid to try it. That we're talking about the seltzer now. It smells bad.
No.
It smells like pudding.
No. Kind of tastes like a
no.
little creme brulee.
Yeah, if you got creme brulee from a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, I have shocking news.
Famously
Lot of cinnamon.
French.
I don't hate it.
Ugh.
I don't know how
Get
this
out.
is possible. I don't hate it.
Hey, get out.
It doesn't taste like a candle. It's
Wait for the aftertaste. It tastes gluey.
Is that it?
Tastes gluey in the aftertaste.
It's horrible. I can't. Nope.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, late goal from Palace, but I would also say really, actually a piss poor day overall by them. They
Yes.
really got manhandled in the middle of the park.
They did. Conor Gallagher wasn't as important as he has been in recent weeks and recent games. You took the rest of it?
I kind of like it.
Okay.
He just wasn't on that day, which is okay. It happens to everybody, especially young players. And
right, of course.
That's fine. It just sucks because this is a game that, we always talk about. Every manager kind of circles days where, hey, we could probably get something out of this. The way Villa was playing for the last month or so, minus obviously Steven Gerrard's first game in charge, this was a game Patrick Vieira would have had circled as, hey, maybe we can get something out of this.
Right.
From a team that finished above us last year.
Right. Precisely.
Kind of thing. And it wasn't meant to be.
Big for Villa. Douglas Luiz gets back on the
Coming
pitch.
back on
and almost
almost
gets
going
sent
right
off.
back off again.
Yeah. Which was funny. Gave me yellow. I don't even think it was a foul.
Well, he gave him a red, and then he rescinded it and gave him a yellow. It was like,
I don't even think it was a foul.
I
to
don't
begin
think
with.
it was either. It was like, it was a 50-50 ball, and he
Yeah.
didn't really
And
hit
it
him
didn't
all
hit the player. They just
Yeah.
kind of came to. It was what are they? It's a coming together.
Yeah, it
But
was.
they
like,
both had
okay.
every right to go for the ball.
Yeah, it was.
It's fine. I thought it was bullshit.
I'm glad to see VAR work there, and he didn't get sent off because he certainly shouldn't. But that's, what, for Villa, the everything's starting to click again. This is a good thing, and you gotta think that Stevie G is, he's gonna really get something out of this club.
It's exciting because people like Target that don't normally score goals are getting opportunities and are finally following through. And so don't know who to mark now. Like Watkins is the obvious one, but, we got some other people stepping up. Mings has been scoring a lot. McGinn's stepping up. Target finally hit the target. So, yeah, I think we've got I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm all in on Gerrard. I love him.
You know what?
I love it.
You know what wasn't exciting? The Wang.
The Wang was flaccid.
Yeah, there was not much power out of the Wang and Wolves.
Let me tell you something. Do you remember when NBC Sports highlights packages were 2 minutes and 30 seconds? They were jam-packed with loads of stuff, no replays within the highlight package. 7 minutes and 30 seconds this entire highlight package was for this game. A minute and 30 seconds of that was lineups. So in a now a new wave of doing things these last two seasons has been no less than 10 minutes in a highlight package.
Yeah, they're
This
pretty much
thing-
like 12 minutes, 13 minutes.
This thing was 6 minutes long.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how shit this game was.
That's all. Norwich tried to fuck it off a couple of times, but we're saved.
Yep.
We're on a bad back pass and stuff like that. So, okay, that happened. They did get a couple of looks on net against Wolves, but there was nothing in this fucking game.
No,
Man.
not really at all. But the draw does benefit Norwich more in this situation, obviously.
3 points out of relegation.
But they still have a long way to go.
Of course.
But their desire, their shape, and their organization, their communication under Dean Smith so far is much better than it was under Daniel Farka. They're getting the topics right.
Yes, they are getting.
They just need to bring a little bit of quality to those topics.
Yeah, very true.
And
very
maybe
true.
they'll get a little bit better. But I am annoyed that I wasted those 7 minutes and 30 seconds of my life to write these notes.
Yeah,
watching that highlight package.
I watched the highlights on NBC after the game was over, and I went, I'm not watching I'm not going to pull up these highlights on Peacock. I'm not watching them. No.
Yeah,
Just no.
it's bad.
And then the only thing exciting about Brighton and Leeds was the odd color choice of an all lilac jersey and shorts and socks combination against a team that's wearing royal blue and white.
Yeah,
Seemed very odd.
it's a little difficult to really see the differences at a glance.
Yeah.
Lilac.
That's what they called the color.
I know.
It was lilac.
That's
I mean,
funny.
it's no palate cleansing sorbet like fucking Man City, but it's still pretty fucking bad.
Tequila. You talking about the Tequila Sunrise
Yes,
jerseys?
exactly.
Yeah. It was an even game, but it wasn't a good game.
I'd say it was really more Brighton, especially in the first half. I felt it was a lot of one-way traffic.
Oh yeah, it was. But 31 shots rained in on goal, right?
On goal?
I'm sorry, 31 shots rained in. 20 of those were Brighton's, but they were equal. I think 4 and 4 and shots on target. Yeah, and it just the rest of the stats were even. I think it was like 56% to Brighton's favor on possession, maybe like that. There wasn't a lot in between. The quality just wasn't there. I mean, Neil Maupay should have had 2. It blazed over from 6 yards out, maybe tops.
Yep.
It just the quality just wasn't there, and this was stuff at the end of last season and beginning of this season. We saw Brighton. We've talked about. We thought they were turning a corner. We thought this was going to be their year to really do something. They started off in a blaze of fucking glory, and then it looks like they blew their load too quick.
Yeah, it would appear to be so. Also, not something we have. In fact, I don't think we've ever said these words. Calvin Phillips had a shit game.
Yeah, he did.
Subbed off at halftime.
He did. It was
like,
bad.
That was
by a manager that famously doesn't like to change anything.
Yeah, like wow. I think it's the exception, not the rule. I mean, he's one of the first names you write in on the sheet for the fucking national team, for fuck's sake. Like, it just I was very surprised that when I saw him get pulled at halftime, I was like, well, he deserves to be pulled because he hasn't been playing very well. But wow.
Yep.
That was very notable.
Now, I did have a joke that I heard someone else say that I'm going to rip off.
Okay, go ahead.
The best player on the pitch, hands down, was Tarek Lamptey. And he made Junior Firpo look like Senior Firpo.
Yeah, them getting Lamptey back is huge. Really is. Yeah, he's finally seems to be 100% healthy.
They just need somebody to go on the end of his crosses. I mean, he's faster than pretty much anyone else in the league.
Yeah, somebody's got to put the ball in the back of the fucking net.
He's getting, he's turning a corner. He's turning defenders inside out. He's doing stuff, everything he can do he's putting good cutbacks in, good crosses over the top, and people just aren't finishing his chances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've mentioned it before. It's worth Barry mentioning again. Tony's the best penalty kick taker ever. I love how he takes penalties. They're fucking brilliant.
That's pretty good.
Fucking just walks right up, boom, back of the net. How you doing? Like, completely got Pickford going the wrong way. Like, Pickford just didn't even know what to do. And Pickford's generally pretty decent penalty keeper.
Well, he saved the one from
Jorginho,
who that hop famously freezes every goalkeeper on earth.
Yeah. And Tony does the most direct walk up, kick it in. Like, it looks like a hockey stick. Looks like he's just wrist shotting it into the goal.
And that's a great physical analogy, but he definitely just walks up to it.
And whoop, puts it right in.
But he gives nothing away.
Yeah.
He gives absolutely nothing away as to where he's going. I've seen him put it left. I've seen him put it right.
Yeah. When he walks at it straight, too. It's real quick. It's not a lot of steps. It's just boom, back of the net. And also, anybody that wants to scream that it wasn't a penalty, fuck off. It was a penalty. It
was definitely. He kicked him in the face.
Yeah. Like, it just, and then you just look and you go, why did you need to flail like that? I mean, that is honestly for us. That's the first time in an Everton jersey Towson has had. He had a shit game.
Yeah,
he was real bad. Was missing passes to Coleman down the side. Just was not good. Give a slight positive. Decore's back.
Yeah,
I mean
that'll help once he gets back into speed. That'll help big time.
A lot of what I'm looking at is
Calvert-Lewin back.
Right. What I'm looking at as a supporter of the club, it's just Decore, Calvert-Lewin, and despite the fact that I would say the central defense had a very, very, very good game, because, I mean, yeah, sure, they scored on a penalty, but outside of that, Keane and Godfrey were great in the middle, but they really need Yerry Mina back too,
big time.
Like, you could tell those players missing, and of course, Richie would have probably offered something today as well. Now, I'm not sure how much of it you watched or if it was in the highlights package or not.
No, it was all in the highlights I saw.
Okay. Did they show the end of the first half where I think it was Jensen literally tried to pull Rondon's jersey completely off of his body?
Yes.
And it doesn't even go to VAR? I'm like, the jersey's around his shoulders. Like, you can see his entire back. Like, how is that not even being looked like? Really? Like,
Rondon's a big lad. He should be able to do better with that.
Yeah. You know what it was? He didn't go to the ground. Goes to the ground, I bet you he gets a penalty for that.
There's an argument for that.
Yeah, goes to the ground, probably gets a penalty for that. The bigger thing is Everton are a bad fucking way right now. And I don't know if
you say that, and I'm going to rip something else off today from another pundit. And that's I say another like I'm one. You look at this run of games, the Watford result can't defend that. Right. But 5 of those draws were either against opposition in or around you, so games that could have gone either way. Right. And the other loss was a very close game. I think to Brentford.
Well, we lost to Wolves, we lost to Brentford.
Right.
We drew
but those were both
drew Spurs.
Those were both 1-0 losses.
No, it was 2-0 to Wolves.
Oh, you're right. That was the game of 2 halves. That was the one
Yeah.
where y'all were pushing real hard in the second half,
Right, but
and
the first
actually
half was
showed some decent
Right,
shit
but the
about
first
you.
half was all
Garbage. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, but the point is that you haven't really got, besides Watford, and really even that was only a half of terrible, terrible football.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't really shown to be poor. You just put yourself in a position. Injuries haven't helped that, where those games became coin flips. But you've never been outplayed, just outright outplayed, except for that
City.
That's City,
City.
though. Who isn't?
right. True.
Right? Liverpool's not, Chelsea's not. That's it. Everybody else is outplayed. They took Manchester United the other day, right, a couple weeks ago, and made them look. They were fucking with them.
Right.
They could have scored 12 if they wanted to. They chose not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no shame in losing a City. But your performances overall haven't really been that bad. You put Calvert-Lewin back on that pitch instead of Solomon Rondon, 3 of those 5 draws, I think, are wins.
Right. That's true. It's also, but you also can't just rely on, like, there's going to be injuries, right? There's going to be injuries, and also I don't know if these players are necessarily responding to Rafa.
Well, I think they are. I think you look much less helter-skelter this year than you did.
Okay.
I think the injury to Decore threw your midfield into a tizzy, right? And there was nothing you could really do about that. Allen is slow. There's no pace in your team whatsoever.
No, not unless Decore's out there.
That you need help with that. And then something I wanted to quickly bring up: the commentator during halftime of Chelsea-Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
They were going over some of the scores from the weekend, just talking, to fill halftime dead
Right.
air, I guess. And they were talking about the lineup. Said that it's not really a lineup that inspires like a super amount of, we're going to go get them. But he said he got to Iwobi on the team sheet. He was like, Iwobi. I mean, really, his contributions is in his name, and woeful. It's terrible. His name should be slang for nightmare. I was like, Jesus Christ. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
No. You
not
watch
wrong.
him play. Not wrong. I mean, hey, we've been getting told Iwobi's natural position is just behind the striker for Nigeria, and that's what he does really well. He played just behind the striker to this week. Did fuck all.
He said,
I'm getting really, really, really tired of people saying he's not playing the right position. We're not utilizing him the right way. I'm sure this is what you heard a lot when you had him.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was young and quick then.
It's like, no, he's not really. He's just, he's shit. Like, he's shit.
That is single-handedly the best piece of business Arsenal has done in the last 15 years.
All right, yeah, and we gave you a
Sell
lot.
$40 million.
40 million, I know. All right, so it's time for me to do some Malort, and I'm going to chase it with a little seltzer nog.
Oh. Let's do all the bad in one sip.
Yeah, well, hey. Yay. It's Derby week. Woo.
His name should be slang for nightmare, Mel. Isn't that tough? That is fucking harsh.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Malort.
Oof.
Oh, not a good
I was
chaser.
going to say, I don't anticipate that
Why?
being.
It's bad enough we do the Malort to ourselves. Why would you do that combination?
That was not a good idea.
I'm an Everton supporter. I secretly hate myself. I swear to Christ, Dyche was so happy that it snowed. He was walking around without just his dress shirt and his tie on. I could have sworn there was one point where he was naked doing like,
Jumping jacks.
sand angels in the fucking snow. Like,
Now,
he
I
was
wanna know.
living that shit up.
I got a question. So somebody brought this to my attention where the rest of the coaches in that photograph all are bundled up like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he had just walked out from his very warm manager's office,
Mm-hmm.
surveyed the situation, see if a ball could bounce, walk right back inside. There's no timestamp on how long he was out there. It's a still photograph that got shared. So I don't know how hard he is because he stood outside for 12 seconds.
It's Sean Dyche. You know he was out there for like hours.
And he probably has some layers on underneath.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something else that I want
What's that?
to discuss. And I have brought something very special for it.
Okay.
Did you see the other thing that went viral about this game?
No, I did not.
The young lad from Dallas.
No.
Okay. guy from Dallas, very sweet. Obviously, just posted a picture with his travel partner. I assume was his partner, is a woman with him. 31 hours. Okay, I'll read you the exact quote because I wrote the entire thing. He is Twitter user and Tottenham fan at Saxy SAXY Ken17. Okay, on the old tweeter.
Guess he plays the saxophone.
Could be. Shared a picture on Twitter with the caption, quote, Dallas to London to Burnley, parenthesis, almost there, end parenthesis, 31 hours, no sleep, fueled by coffee, cheese crackers, and more coffee, frigid temps, and snow predicted for match day. The things you do when you love your club, end quote. One of the 4 hashtags he used was snowmatch. And you're right, man. There was snow match.
No match.
Because obviously due to the snow. And I do feel bad. I do feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
I do, feel bad as an American having traveled, I missed Arsenal versus Stoke got rearranged for a Monday once, and I was flying out of London on a Sunday. It happens. It sucks.
I would say that's a Christmas present that you didn't have to watch Arsenal Stoke.
I mean, y'all missed some games because of COVID.
Yeah, we kind of did.
We did. So it happens. I've been there. Not 31 hours worth of travel, but I've been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do, though, revel in Tottenham supporters suffering a bit.
Right.
And like a nice warm blanket, now that the weather's changed, I decided to bring myself an English cask ale because I love them so much to celebrate my other nice warm blanket of Tottenham supporters suffering. So I've brought my Hobgoblin Ruby, which is one of my go-to cask ales when I'm in England. You've seen me drink plenty of these when we were there last year.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. That was it.
That's all. Feel good about that?
I do, very much.
Very happy about that. I would like to think that
like warm chicken soup.
I would like to think we didn't get the chance to see it, but somewhere on that ground, Sean Jice was completely naked, just humping the ground and eating snow. Just because it just seems like he would do. And then pointing out the looky-like snowflakes.
Sure money.
All right, it is time for Sure Money, the segment where we give you our picks that are well thought out and super safe.
Yeah, because they always fucking hit.
In the hopes they will help you inform your picks and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I lost again, by the way. I'm now down $216. And Sammy, how did you fare this weekend, sir?
I lost too. I'm down $745. And for the couple losers I have, I'm as good at betting as Everton is at footy. That's what we're going to
Nice.
put that right in there.
That's hysterical. All right, what do you got going for this week, my friend?
All right. Like I said, down $745. My team sucks.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
14.28571% of the time. It works 100% of the time, Mr. Graham.
That's great. Check the DU Drip Shack next week for a new updated shirt.
Yeah, because remember 27.9 used to actually be good. Good. Remember those days. I remember those days.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take Palace at Ellen Road to beat Leeds at plus 200. I was liked the odds there, and for the love of Christ, can I just fucking win something? Anything?
How much are you down right now?
745.
Okay.
And fortunately, the wins were good wins.
Yeah. I don't mind the Palace bet. That's all right.
Yeah. I think they'll rebound. I'm not sold that Leeds has really got it together, and I think Vera's boys are going to take it to him. And I know it's on the road, so it makes it a tougher proposition, but the odds were good. And frankly, I mean, like I bet the one time was City to win, and I risked a bunch to fucking win. So like I can't keep doing that. I got to dig myself out of the hole. So this one seems like a winner.
All right, there you go. Cool. Now we have our friend.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend, Pat's Pick of the Week.
Pat, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. We all lost, though, didn't we?
No, I won.
Fuck you. I knew you won. I was just trying to set you up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, all Chelsea had to do was not win, and I win. So, yep. They came to a draw.
Yeah, I was convinced Chelsea was going to fuck it up for you somehow.
What, by fuck it up by winning? Yeah.
Yeah, by winning.
Yeah,
to fuck
well,
you
you're
over.
lucky that chance fell to Antoine Rudiger and
Jesus.
not anybody else.
Well, no, if it fell to Timo Werner, it
Would have been fine.
Rosette.
Yeah, he'd have been fine too.
All right. Well, for this week, I'm just going to do a small parlay. I'm going to take Tottenham at a -0.5 goal for a -160 against Brentford, and then later that day, I'll play Arsenal to win against Manchester United at +270. So on a $50 bet that pays basically 5-1 odds, pays off $250. So,
Okay, there we go.
and I'm up $25. I don't think I mentioned that. So I am back into black again.
I can't believe you just jinxed Arsenal.
Well, because he also he picked both you and Tottenham to win.
I
too.
know.
That's an extra dig.
It is.
That's like dirty.
I know, because Tottenham then will win and we will lose.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Oh.
Or it could actually work opposite. Tottenham could lose and Arsenal could lose.
Now, that'd be okay with. That I would definitely be okay with.
Well, Pat, we got to talk to you on Thursday too. We got midweek games, so.
Yep. So
yeah,
be ready.
well, hopefully I can be up a little bit money, and then I can put some money down on your all the DU football derby next Monday.
Yeah, you desperately need me to win, or else you got to give Sam a $100 bill.
I know.
What I risk.
So your team better get its shit
Oh,
together.
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right, Pat. I do need to get my team shit together. Oh.
Yeah, big time. But all right, bud. Thank you very much. We will talk to you on Thursday, my friend.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
All right, me too.
That was okay. Okay, segment. We're doing all right.
Yeah, I still need to put my bet in.
Oh, that's right. Fuck your bet.
Here's my couple losers. Why does Villa need to start fucking again? Please put that in the George Spirect cup of losers, please.
Gladly.
And for this week, I am starting to lose faith in my three-way parlays.
Uh-huh.
So I'm only going to do a 2. West Ham to beat Brighton and Leicester over Watford, which I think are both fairly safe bets.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those come in, they're going to give me plus 475.
Wow.
Which are decent odds. That's why
That's
when I
really
was
good
looking
odds.
it up on your computer, I was like, really?
Yeah,
I don't think
bad.
I can walk away from that. And then I didn't want to add in the third game and fuck it up.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Grammy folding.
Nice.
Well said, Whiskey Dick.
Yeah. So I think that does it. I think that's going to be a winner there.
You know what? Whiskey almost saved the segment. But
Almost.
But you know what's going to save the segment and make it great?
A chicken?
Kitty the fucking chicken.
Well, Kitty's game was postponed, so she still sits at 5 and 6. So for the midweek game, I gave Kitty the Merseyside Derby.
Oh, no.
And by Derby, I mean Derby.
Uh-huh.
That's spelled Derby, but I'm just going to keep going. So she quickly showed me pictures of her on the Wayne's World set with Mike Myers.
Huh, go figure.
Now, not many people know that Kitty was a staff writer for NSL during the years that Mike was on the show.
NSL? NSL.
SNL.
Yeah, NSL. We're going to stick with NSL, huh?
I said SNL.
No, you said
Can't-
NSL.
Can't prove otherwise.
Oh, yeah, play it back.
Recorded.
So, Kitty was a Saturday Night Live writer during the years that Mike was on the show, but not everybody knows that Mike is a huge Red. And Kitty sees Liverpool defeating Everton this Wednesday.
Oh, she never picks Everton, but
It's because she's a smart chicken.
now I did find out from Kitty, she is who actually wrote Sprockets. So she came up with the line, "Do you want to touch my monkey? Touch him, love him." That was all Kitty's doing.
How old is this fucking chicken?
Exactly, Graham. Exactly. We have all sorts of questions like how old is the chicken? But there is one question we never ask, but we tell everybody to always gamble legally and responsibly.
Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh no!
That's what Rebecca said this weekend when Palace lost.
You went through a really good run, and that last one that you just said was pretty good, of decent segues.
Thank you.
But the asking questions, it's like we're making a statement. The clunky,
not good.
The clunky one.
Not good. Are you saying that's not my best effort?
That was not your best effort.
I will do better.
You did not
what?
cover yourself in glory there.
That was very Houston's second opening segment getting fucked up. I mean,
I deserve nothing more than the mute button.
I told y'all my back hurts. I can't carry the whole damn show.
yeah,
right?
heard.
All right, so West Brom disappointed this week. 2 goalless draws in a row. Sheffield United back-to-back wins. QPR capitalized with 2 wins, while Bournemouth and Fulham also drew midweek and at the weekend. Stoke dropped the ball and lost twice. So that kind of shuffled things around a little bit. You got Fulham in first place on 43 points, Bournemouth in second on 42. QPR is now in third, 7 points off. So Fulham and Bournemouth are starting to pull away a bit. And then West Brom is in fourth, now 8 points back of the automatic promotion spots on 34 points.
Excellent.
Blackburn and Coventry now round out the playoff places. So a little bit of shakeup going on. Stoke is still thereabouts, just outside. So it's starting to get pretty fucking interesting.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There was, God, I forgot who it was I saw. Down at the bottom of the table, obviously Derby County. You know who's in second to last right now? Barnsley, a team that was in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
That had the Orlando kid who scored a couple of goals in the Gold Cup for the United States. I'm forgetting his name right now, but yeah, they are in a bad fucking way. That's not good for Barnsley, because Barnsley, we famously talk about how they've never been promoted. They haven't gone out of the championship. They've been a team that just stays in the championship all the time. Yep. So for somebody like that could really really hurt them if they went down to League One.
Now, Wayne Rooney is off of 0 points now after getting a draw midweek. So they now have 1 point from their opening 18 games.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Sammy, any parting words?
Actually, no. Everybody's pretty cool this week.
Yeah,
nobody really did anything. I will say, though, the only cunty behavior we will condone is Jamie Vardy being a shithead. Love it. More of that, please.
Yes. Give me all of it in my veins.
Love
directly in my fucking veins.
Freebase that shit.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, boys and girls. Next up is Injury Time, where we review our beers that we're drinking, and we preview the midweek's action. That's right, the midweek's action, because you all are going to get a second show this week. We're going to record on Thursday night to recover all the midweek, and then we're going to go ahead and release that on Friday. So as there's double action in the league, we give you double the shows, and that means double the Patreons as well. Sammy, how does one find Patreon?
Very easy. It's www.patreon.com/DUfootballshow. And you sign up to our one fantastic, beautiful, huge tier of $5 a month, and you get all of our extra content, which is Soundcheck, our pre-show, and then Injury Time, our preview show.
It's the hugest of the tiers. It really is. Such a beautiful tier. It's huge. Oh, be sure to check out the DU Drip Shack as well, everybody. I have forgotten how to talk. This has not been my best performance. I do apologize.
Let's just say it's not been your best effort.
Exactly. Till next week. Well, till Thursday, everybody.
You know who does cover themselves in glory? This fucking guy.
Bye.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Brooklyn United! Brooklyn United! Hit the fucking mute button!